Co-working spaces in India have really disrupted how the traditional workforce in India is really working. So much so that co-working spaces have seen a massive growth as far as India is concerned. So far, APAC is saying that about 13 million people are expected to be working out of co-working spaces by 2020. What is making co-working spaces click? How is it so different? That's why, to understand all of this, we are at Innovate today, and joining us is Ritesh Malik, the co-founder of Innovate. Ritesh, good to have you on India Ahead. And you know, what a colorful and vibrant space this is. Really how the traditional medium of working out has changed over the last 5 years. APAC is saying that India will have about over 10 million people working out of co-working spaces by 2020. That's a phenomenal reach and growth that we've seen over the last 5 years.
I think co-working makes sense. I think what we started in 2016, we never expected this would take up on such a massive adoption, especially in a country like India.
Sure.
And I think it makes sense. I think we spend over 50% of our awake hours while working, and our offices are mundane, uninspiring, completely an operational nightmare. And we thought that can we actually change that? Can we actually help people become more and more productive by giving them environments which are very, very vibrant, very community driven, and where actually people can talk to each other and learn from each other. And that was the birth of Innovate in 2016.
Right. Absolutely. You know, Ritesh, I looked at this space. You were taking us through the space before we started shooting. It's so colorful. It's so vibrant. It's all about having the mindset change as well. You know, traditionally India has been to work in your fixed cubicles, but that is now changing. Look at the number of co-working spaces that we have in India, the brands that are ready to partner with co-working spaces in the last 5 years. How have you seen the growth really happen, and what really are your expansion plans, say, for the next 5 years?
So for us personally, I think I'm a doctor, so I have no background in business. And what has definitely worked for us is the fact that we are very product heavy. We believe that great companies are built on insane products. And I think what has worked is that when we started Innovate, we did not have adoption of Fortune 500 companies. But as we speak in 2019, we have companies like a BBC or a PepsiCo working out of an Innovate.
You know, Ritesh, let's talk about the comparisons that co-working spaces have had with India. When co-working spaces started, a lot of critics felt that they probably won't be so many takers. Now there's another set of people who are saying probably India will take over China as far as the co-working market is concerned. What really do you think has got that change? Is it a mindset change, or is it what the market really is offering as far as the youth or the millennials really are concerned today?
I think it just makes sense. No one wants to manage its housekeeping staff. No one wants to manage a rundown AC. No one, and we are a country with massive operational challenges. Our Wi-Fi is hardly work. If you have the guts to go into a public washroom, it's a nightmare. And I think it makes sense because you just get amazing in-office culture at a very value-conscious price point.
Ritesh, I'm going to talk about the growth, the challenges, the markets separately, but just about the setting up of the idea of Innovate. What really got your team together to build an idea like this? Like you were telling me how every different property of Innovate has a theme to it. Like there's a bohemian theme and the others follow a theme. What is the brainwave behind it? What are you trying to change from the traditional workspace or when people come to co-working spaces? What is the differentiator?
I think the biggest differentiator is we are very heavy on design. We make sure that, and Indians are not known for their design skills. We want to actually compete with the world when it comes to design, and we do not want to copy the West. When it comes to our design, we use jute, we use bamboo, we use things which are very innate to our Indian culture.
So Ritesh, obviously it's been very optimistic. The growth has been very good. The numbers have been supporting you. Let's really begin with how things are now shaping up in terms of the future roadmap for Innovate. You have an acquisition by Oyo, which has been a great game changer as many would call it. How is the partner acquisition by OYO really working? And if you can help us understand how the contours of Innovate and OYO currently working.
So I think we were very fortunate to have OYO as a partner, because I think on the face of earth, there's no company that has displayed this level of capabilities in real estate technology.
Ritesh, you're already present in a lot of major cities already. If you could help us understand the business model that Innovate currently is following. Also, have you seen some sort of growth pattern coming in, say particularly either from the tier 1 or tier 2 cities, and has that impacted your expansion plans as well?
As we speak right now, we are in 8 cities and we plan to be in 10 by calendar year end. So we want to go more deeper into each and every city than actually increase our base of cities is for this year. For next year, we are definitely, we really want to be in different parts of Asia as well.
Right. Ritesh, many just feel that probably the startup industry hasn't seen too many acknowledgements as far as the government is concerned. But this time around in the union budget, you had specific announcements as far as the startup industry is concerned, as far as the electric vehicle space is concerned. Now the startups have had a number of issues in the country, lack of clear policy, angel tax, investment. Even though these concerns still remain on the ground, many now feeling that at least a roadmap probably has been achieved.
Yeah, I think the good part is that at least in the history of Indian budgets, no budget has seen so much time being devoted by a finance minister on startups. I think ease of doing business is very difficult in a country like India. We have so many paperworks, but I think the good part is at least the government is paying heed to it.
Right. Lastly, Ritesh, there has been a lot of competition in this market. We have a lot of brands coming up as far as co-working spaces are concerned. What makes Innovate different from the competition, and what do you think is the current challenge as far as the co-working spaces in India is still concerned?
So interestingly, in 2016, we were the first 5 players who launched co-working. When I started co-working, no one knew what co-working was. But I'm super pleased. I think we have almost 400 players now, and this is not even 1% of the scratch. I think this is going to be huge.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure talking to you, Ritesh. Thank you so much for taking us through this lovely space, and all the best for the future as well.
Thank you very much.